All right, module number 4, Google My Business. Let's go. So in this module, we're talking about citations. It gets its very own dedicated module because these are a big deal. What are they? Well, let's go there. The benefits for local SEO and how we can adjust them and first audit them to work in our favor, and then how we build them in and improve them as we go. So what is a citation? Well, it's any mention of our business name across the entire internet, even if those mentions are not linked directly to our site. This is someone citing you, right? It is any kind of reference to or post about you, listing your business name, and then the key pieces of the citation, address, phone number, etc. So this can include local listings, review sites, and our listing on Google in particular. And this is what we're really focusing on. Not someone that's reposted a blog post from us, but an association, a member site, a directory that is listing our website and pointing people to it, which is powerful. We want those. We want lots of citations. We just have to make sure that they're done properly. What are these called? They're called NAPs. Citations in Google's terminology and search engine indexing are based on a name, an address, and a phone number, believe it or not. We're not even talking about a URL here. It feels a bit 1980s. However, this is again back to the authority and the relevancy piece. So is it an authentic listing? Is it a real place? Does it actually physically exist? This is where the address and the phone number come in. Is there actual humans behind it? And so if you have those things, which most of us do, some kind of physical location that we can start to maybe utilize, even if it's a PO box and a phone number, we want to make sure that that's listed online, because this is what Google is indexing for. Citations that fill out the entire, all three pieces of the NAP. So we can add in other elements as well, like the URL, but it won't necessarily make a difference. So this is where we need to have it written in exactly the same way across the internet. It matters because we're talking about bots and crawlers here, and they need to see check, 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 check. That NAP is appearing the exact same way everywhere. So thus the legitimacy and authenticity of this company is further proven. So there's two types of NAPs. There's a structured NAP and an unstructured NAP. An ordered or structured NAP has the greatest ability to raise our ranking in the map pack. So if you didn't already appreciate the associations and directories that you might be a part of, whether it's tourism groups or it is kind of local members or it's niche organizations or whatever it is, you're going to start appreciating them like crazy now, because back in my PR days where event listings in the newspaper and the glossy magazines were so important to get into for obvious reasons, now we have those kind of digitally, but they're less about events and they're more about, again, directories for us to be pointed to. So the unstructured one is just out of order. It's still good as long as it's correct, so there's no confusion or overlap, but it does carry a little bit less weight than a structured NAP with name, address, phone in order. The benefits of these, again, they help tell Google where we're located and allow us to show up in local search and Google Maps in particular, and straight up just prove that we are who we say we are. So we need to prove this to Google until there's no doubt. They're not just going to take our word for it. This is the era of distrust, remember, and a whole lot of posers and fakers and whatnots. So prove it until you can't prove it anymore, and then continue to add on proof, and you will rise up the rankings. So citations, Moz.com says it really well here. Citations from well-established sites help increase the degree of certainty search engines have about your business's contact information, point blank. And Moz.com is a fantastic resource on all things SEO. They've got free tools, paid services, and lots of learnings to be had if that's something you're interested in diving deeper in. So the three categories of structured NAPs, let's go there now. We're sort of drilling down. The structured NAPs being the holy grail. We've got generic, we've got niche, and we have geo-relevant. So broad directories like Yelp.com, Google My Business, or Yellow Pages, those are generic NAPs that are important. Niche, really relevant to our industry or category. Seasonal guides or listings, certain, again, industry-specific associations you might be a part of, or member groups that can list your business as one of theirs in their directory. And then geo-relevant, geographically specific directories that we need to also pay attention to for all of those locality reasons that we've talked about. So if we can build all three of these will have a really effective citation aspect to our GMB profile. And I know that sounds super boring, but it's worth it. And you don't have to manually do it yourself, because there are a lot of companies out there that will do it for you for relatively cheap. Okay, so how do we find and fix these inaccurate citations for a local business? Again, I'm so glad you asked. We perform an audit. Sounds kind of lame, but you know, a lot of things are lame in the admin sides of our business, and they only have to happen once in a while. So manually, we Google search our business name. We track down all of the references in a simple spreadsheet, ideally one that's in Google so we can share it easily and update it on the fly. It's dynamic. And then we start to tackle the ones that are wrong. We just straight up phone them up, email them. Sometimes you can submit a manual request for an update if it's with a tourism organization or a whatever. Or we can use an online citation auditing and building tool. And these are really cool. Bright Local and White Spark are two that I'll show you. You can have a free trial that will give you an audit, and it'll say you have 36, naps out there or citations worth looking at, and 4 of these say this and the others say this, and then you can again start to tackle or update or edit them as needed. The other thing that you can do is hire services like this, citation building companies, to build these for you, to edit them and continue to create these listings for you. So this is kind of neat. Bright Local is one where you can do your local listings health scanner. So scan my listings and see what's out there on the internet about me. And then from there, again, you can pay them monthly or just on a one-off kind of get me cleaned up and get me going on the right foot sort of citation service. Remove the duplicate ones, clean up the existing ones, and then build more. This is very much like new age PR. If we were to, back in the day, hire a PR practitioner to go and flesh out a whole bunch of event listings for us, or pitch, local gift guides with our press releases, this is kind of similar. So of course it goes without saying that you're going to pay for it or you're going to manually do it yourself. This is a Canadian company, White Spark, and just as it says, get more customers from Google. So this is really neat. For a long time, we've had, I want to say, a lot of outsourced or overseas SEO companies promising us page 1 search results if only we hire them for thousands of dollars for 6 months to a year. And it's going to take some time, but we'll get you there. And only then do you discover that what they did is dark post. So they're not attached to your main nav, but they're published on your domain. 500 plagiarized blog posts that every other dental company in North America is also utilizing. And that is so damaging. Duplicate content is not good, but so too is keyword stuffed, terrible written blogs that don't make any sense, that are still searchable by Google and your customers. So anyway, we now again know so much more about how to do SEO ourselves in a way that's organic and pays off over time and doesn't cost us a fortune. However, when you do need to go in and get things cleaned up at the outset, this is another company that can really do that well for you. So another way that we can kind of just reverse engineer our desired listings is analyzing backlinks. Now, backlinks are different than citations because citations are more about, again, that like the listing, the basic information, the NAP about your company. Whereas a backlink is anyone who's mentioned you anywhere on the internet and linked to your blog or written about your services or reviewed your pizza. That's a bit different, but we can go into a tool like Moz or Google Analytics or other backlink analyzing services, see where we're listed, and then again, go in and start to see any of the ones that we want to or can adjust if they fall into a citation category. So Moz.com or SEMrush can help us do that too. Okay, we're getting through this. Citations is one of those things that can take some time. So probably it's going to go on your list of like long-term or maybe like 90 days out type of GMB tactics. And it's highly worth it to invest some time there. I really encourage it. So I'll see you in the almost final module, reviews, next.